everyone, happy 1/11. I hope you are well, or as well as you possibly can be. I was super adamant about going into nature today, and the way that it has rained all day, hi, thank you for joining. It's been raining all day, but you know what? I feel like overarching theme of 2022 is releasing control, and I feel like today was my very first physical experience of that. Like, I can't change anything about it raining, so it is what it is. Thank you all for joining. I'm so excited because there is so much going on astrologically. Thank you so much. There's so much going on astrologically that I am probably going to be a little bit scatterbrained when talking about it, but it's because I'm so excited, because this is one of those instances where as an astrologer, I just feel so validated in the fact that everything happens cosmically for a reason, and there's a story that kind of plays out if you really connect the dots with every, large astrological event and what's been happening in your life in that time and how that unfolds into a different chapter and just how it all sort of molds together. Yes, thank you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what is going on now, what you might be feeling now, and ultimately what over the course of basically into February we're going to be experiencing and how to work alongside it. So first and foremost, I'm curious to know, not my crystal falling. I'm curious to know how you guys are feeling right now. I personally, there's this rumbling under the surface, and I don't know if it's just the momentum of there was a new year and there was a new moon at the beginning of the new year, but it just this energy of and it has everything to do with today and what this next week is going to bring, but it's an energy of we're about to embark on a very, very potent new chapter in our lives, which I feel like we all kind of are used to saying, right? This is a new beginning, but I can't stress enough, especially with the North nodes switching, which I'll get to, you have to be feeling this. We are really embarking on a new era of our individual lives, and we are able to we're being invited and called to find the balance between surrendering to the organic unfolding of it, but taking control of the parts of it that we can take control of, and to really voice our desires and put down our boundaries and just be in charge of our own fate in the ways in which we can, and then trust the universe to carry us through the rest of it. So I'll talk a little bit about how this is unfolding, but that's just kind of some fluff of this is going to be a radically transformative year, but month, honestly. So go off. So the first thing I want to say is that obviously we all know Mercury is going retrograde this week. Super hype about it. It's on the 14th. Some people are panicking about this, yes, because of course we still have Venus retrograde. Uranus is retrograde, but it's going direct on, I believe, the 18th. I am personally very, very, very excited for this transit, and the reason why is because it's playing a very, very large role in a larger story. So essentially, let me look at my notes before girl, let me ground myself. I want to first and foremost validate the fact that today is 1/11, and in numerology, 111, of course, is a beautiful angel number, but it's important to note that this number sort of symbolizes, oh my God, my brain. It harnesses the energy of the Ace of Wands, if you're familiar with the tarot, but essentially what this is, it's a new beginning. It's the Chariot energy of grabbing hold and taking charge of our own new beginnings, right? Not only allowing ourselves to move fluidly with life, but allowing ourselves to make choices and take aligned action when it comes to where we want to go in life. And if there is any large question that I would invite you to center these next few weeks on, and center this next retrograde season, this next year on, I have it written down. It's from Bahati Life. She's one of my favorite astrologers. Is, does the way I'm living my life now match the vibration of where I'm going? So if there are things that you are manifesting for yourself, things that you are calling in, whether it's, professional goals or relational goals, self-development, whatever it is that you're calling in for yourself, even if you don't see yourself standing in the embodiment or the manifestation of it now, does your aligned action, does what you do every single day, your routine, whatever you have built and structured your life to look like in this given moment, does it match the vibration of where you are arriving to? So in a very random instance, if you are wanting to reach a level of fame in your profession or in your career, does the way that you live your life every single day right now honor the vibration of that image that you want to step into? So are you wearing the clothes that you would wear once you do reach that level of fame? Are you sort of harnessing your daily routine to fit the one that you will have when you're in that image? So really just taking a step back and looking at what the larger picture of what you are desiring your life to taste like, and then making sure that you're frequency in this current moment aligns with that, right? Already standing in it by curating your life on a day-to-day basis to honor the vibration of it. I hope that made sense. That was a lot of words. But yeah, so journal on like, does the vibration of what I desire and what I'm stepping into match the vibration that I'm standing in right now? And how can I shift? How can I make goals that align with what it means to stand in that vibration? And that means, you know, curating a routine, or maybe, right, because this is what I'm dealing with, maybe allowing more fluidity and freedom to enter your routine, right? Maybe not being so stuck and fixed on what you have built comfort to be right now. So just finding the balance between letting fluidity move into your life and also taking control of the parts that you can take control of. And ultimately, like I said 1,000 times, does the way I'm living my life right now vibrationally match the life that I'm stepping into? So yeah, so 111, Ace of Wands energy. This is, I don't know if you guys are energetically feeling it, but it's such a like drastic and potent moment for change, for stepping into a new era of our lives. This isn't a new chapter. This isn't a new like, oh my gosh, like I'm in a new, like, it's really like, it is the start of the end of like an old chapter and really the beginning of an entire new era of self. Feeling in alignment. My personal writing prompt last night was, how do I move? Oh, 100%. It really is just, if anything, these retrogrades, right? Venus retrograde is kind of halfway over. And when we're embarking in Mercury retrograde, it is really a time to reflect and harness as much clarity as you possibly can on what does it feel like to stand in my highest potential, and what are the actions that I can take to honor and to filter my choices through that lens, right? So it's just huge breakthrough energy. So what I would really invite you to do, because Mercury retrograde starts on the 14th, girl, we are right there, honey. Use these next few days until the full moon, and I'll get to the full moon because the full moon is so important. Hi, lovely. So take these next few days, especially when Mercury retrograde initiates. We're in the shadow period, which I mean, I'm feeling very loudly. To harness as much clarity as you possibly can. And how I've been doing this and how I've been doing it since the new moon is I've sort of like broken it down to separate categories. So in love, career, health, spirituality, and self-development, I have sort of allowed myself to navigate and explore what I desire in a concrete manner in those separate themes. Because the thing is, so much of the energy right now cosmically is in the sign of Capricorn. So while, I don't know, for instance, if this retrograde or if the sun conjunct Pluto, which we will get to, if that was in the sign of Pisces, it would be much more of like, what happens when you let your intuition take the lead? But with Capricorn being the centered energy right now, it is honestly a time to marry and build a healthy relationship with discipline and with commitment and with choice and with routine, right? Allowing there to be fluidity within your routine, allowing your routine not to hold you hostage, but rather to be a safe foundation for dance, right? But ultimately, it's like, how can I have concrete goals and make sure that I am discerning, make sure that I am vocal, and that I have boundaries that protect those goals? So whatever you desire and want to manifest or call into your life or grow into in terms of love, career, health, spirituality, and self, and like whatever your highest potential looks like in those individual categories, use this next week to really just get clear on it. It isn't to say to make immediate action on it, but rather just to like review, reflect, sit in the different timelines energetically, really sit and visualize, like, what does it feel if this is what I move towards? Do I feel ready for this? You know, just really get clear on it. And then on the 16th, so the full moon I believe is on the 17th, but what's so important about the 16th is that not only are we in the 8-hour period of the full moon in Cancer, which is the first full moon of the new year, I mean, Cancer is at home when it's in the moon sign, so it's a really potent emotional energy. We're going to have the sun conjunct Pluto. I don't even know how to like accurately communicate how large, potent, and important this transit is. The sun being obviously the star that embodies our identity, our self, our conscious state. And Pluto being the planet that rules our subconscious, basically like what our inner world is sort of made of. For both of those to marry themselves in the sign of Capricorn at that, It's sort of like the blending and the combining of not only our clairvoyancies with our action, but like our conscious with our subconscious. Those were a lot of words. What I mean by that is that this is such a gorgeous, juicy, beautiful opportunity to really like whatever magic feels like for you, whatever you define, like doing some witchery, whatever ritual, just whatever way that you can like take action towards making concrete goals or actually acting in the goals that will begin to support these intentions that over the next week you're gonna like solidify when it comes to your love, career, spirituality, health, self, all of that. It would be the time to do it. Because the thing is, I have so much to say, it's actually getting overwhelming. January 18th, right, the day after, or that Monday. Okay, so this is the 16th, and then the 18th, oh my God, everyone's like, Jasmine, makes sense. On the 18th, the North nodes are finally changing since 2020, right? So like, you have to be feeling this intuitively. Like there is such a dynamic shift when it comes to the lives that we are stepping into. And anything that has felt stuck and stagnant is finally going to start to dissipate. And once it's February 3rd and the retrogrades are over, it's just forward fucking movement. So understand that like this is such a critical time to get so clear on what am I no longer going to tolerate? What am I so radically going to call in? What shit am I no longer going to take? What do I finally feel ready to actually nourish and curate into my life? And how can I stand in that and align it with my action? Yes, Taurus North Node. So the Taurus and Scorpio North and South nodes are finally going into effect on the 18th. So it's this shift in era. It is a shift in era, and it's the same day that Uranus goes direct outside of retrograde. So it's going to be such a change in momentum, such a shift in what we know our day-to-day to be, and honestly an invitation to now curate and align our actions and our day-to-days and our commitments. Commitment is such an important word here. What your commitments are on a day-to-day, really aligning that with what it means to live vibrationally with where you are deciding to go. Once again, a lot of words. I'm very wordy. My Venus is my third house, but like, it's just so important that you understand that like on the 16th, do your magic. Some suggestions, I'm planning on just kind of like going to the beach, sitting there, meditating, doing some breath work, and like spending a good like half hour just visualizing myself and like the action of what it is that I'm calling in relative to those categories. So love, career, health, seeing myself in the relationship I want to be in, seeing the career accomplishments that I desire, seeing myself in optimal physical, mental, emotional health, seeing my spirituality deepen, and honestly, like whatever like personal goals I have for myself, really seeing them be in movement. Yes, thank you for joining, my love. So essentially, this is just such a potent time to really, really, really use this retrograde to be an invitation to get clear. And of course, retrogrades are always calling for us to review and to revisit. And every Mercury retrograde is connected to the last, and it's connected to the one that's coming afterwards. So look at the story that's been playing out from the last few retrogrades, the lessons that you were taught, the relationships that may have dissipated or the ones that were introduced, and really get clear on what was the lesson I was meant to learn here, and how can I now alchemize that lesson to be how I further stand in my highest self. The beach is great. Yeah, I was going to go to the beach today, and then she decided to rain, but it's fine because I danced a little bit in the rain and it was exciting. But I just come to nature in any way that you have access to, and really just spend that time visualizing who am I when I am vibrationally aligned with who I desire to be, and honor and curate and commit to what that looks like on a day-to-day. If that means shift in your morning routine, if that means spending less time energetically feeding something and more time energetically feeding something else. Something that I had written down was, if you are looking for any journaling prompts, aside from does the way I'm living my life now match the vibration of where I'm going, another beautiful prompt would be, in what areas of my life can I loosen my grip? And in what areas of my life do I need stronger commitment? So allow yourself to be fully and radically honest when it comes to answering that, because I think Mercury, Capricorn is a Saturn-ruled sign, and it has everything to do with discernment and commitment and making sure that you are expelling your energy to things that are nourishing you back. And that means being... And this is like something that I struggle with. I am like an inherent people pleaser, so saying no is a little bit difficult. But if there's any part of your body where you can access being maybe rude in your no. Not rude, but stern in your no. Now would be the time to really access that and to be like radically clear. For instance, if you are in some sort of like situationship or you're developing a new romantic relationship and you realize like this has been more casual than I've wanted it to, now is the time to say, hey, actually, I know we've had some sort of agreement. These are the needs that I've decided I need for myself. Can you meet that, or should I just like exit stage left? Like now is the time to be really, really radically discerning and committed to what it means to vibrationally align with what it is that you are calling in. Because if you are nourishing half-assed commitments when you know that you want something that is rooted in foundation, universe is not going to find a way to bridge the gap. So yeah, just really find your voice, find discipline. And then on the other side of the spectrum, if you find that you are too disciplined and you're too rooted to a routine that perhaps is keeping you stuck or rigid, which I've seen a lot of people kind of come to that realization. Like for instance, there's this astrologer and also like intuitive called Feel Good, and they were talking about how they like went to the gym every single day, and they realized that like their relationship with the gym had everything to do with like how the external validated them versus like how they actually felt strengthening their body. And so they began to allow themselves to like go to the gym a little bit less and like actually honor what their body was asking of them that day. And like it's just been such a like radically shifting thing for them. I still have to say, really look at what you commit to on a day-to-day basis and ask yourself, is this true? Because the thing about it is that this full moon on the 17th in Cancer, Cancer, of course, it's a moon ruled sign, but it always invites us to look back at like, what does your heart need? Like your ego is going to ask you for things. Your sense of survival, your sense of external validation is always going to ask for very specific things. What does your heart need? Does it need more play? Does it need friendship? Does it need rest? Really being clear on like, what does my inner core, what am I dehydrated from there, and how can I supply it for myself or ask for it from an external source? So, ooh, girl, in summary, babe, 111 today is such a beautiful day for curating and beginning to get clear on what this next era of your life is going to look like. What are you going to commit to in this next era of life? Where do you need more discipline? And ultimately, where can you loosen your grip a bit? So really, really, really just get like radically honest with yourself about that. Asking yourself over this next week, I said this 7,000 times, but it's such a good, hi, Miss Shelly Welly. It's such a good prompt. Does the way that I'm living my life now match the vibration of where I'm going? Being really, really, really radically honest with answering that, because Mercury retrograde and this rest of Venus retrograde is really going to be a period of review, of recalibration, and using that Sun conjunct Pluto. Oh my God, nothing has ever been more potent to like put the work towards. I know they typically say not to put action within a retrograde cycle, but with it being in the sign of Capricorn, I just can't help but like feel this call to like build routine, build structure, build commitment that honors this next era of self, this vibration that you want to nourish, this you that you are finally allowing yourself to feel ready to step into. And this full moon in Cancer, she could be an emotional one, just on a side note. So like, just nourish your heart that day. Be as gentle with yourself as possible. And with the North Node switching on January 18th, just expect an entire new chapter of your life to unfold. I'm not even being dramatic, and I am inherently dramatic, but like, this is just a brand new era. It really, really is. Astrologically, the new year isn't really until March, so, but like, this just feels like so new year energy. So anyway, I hope that this served you. I'm going to be hosting something on the 16th. If you want to do something within community, I'll be doing it with Ethel's Club, so look out for that. I'll share it. That'll be Sun conjunct Pluto plus the full moon in Cancer, so it'll be pretty a lot. But otherwise, I'm sending you all my love, and I'm just so excited to be on this journey with you guys, because I just feel it. Like, this retrograde shadow has been wild, but otherwise, like, I just feel, do you feel this shift? It's insane. Yay, I'm so happy. Absolutely. So I'm sending you all my love. If you ever want to work one-on-one, I'm available for that. But otherwise, honey, happy manifesting. Thank you. Bye, guys.